The issue I'm having is when I go to update my Docker container past 5.6.0 for Ghost inside of Unraid, I get an error. This error is error foreign key incompatible columns. And after searching, I found on the Ghost FAQ and documents that this is due to a change from MySQL 5.7 to MySQL 8. And that is the default collation of UTF-8 MB4 has changed from general CI to 900 AI CI. It's written here, but it doesn't tell you how to actually fix this. I could not find my config file, MYSQL file. When I ran the show variables, it confirmed that I had the UTF-8 MB4, but not for every table. So I'm going to walk through that real quick of how to fix it. First run a Docker container called adminer. It is on the community apps store for Unraid. And so we can see my 3 Ghost databases. I just did it with my 1 Ghost, so I'm not going to do it with Ghost Chuck builds. And what I thought I could do at first was just come in here and alter the database and change the collation to the correct one right here and click save. And I thought that would be good enough. It is not, because it did not affect the individual tables. So what we've got next are some commands that we're going to be running in the SQL command section here. And the first is a select concatenation of the table names from a certain table. And I had originally had Ghost, but it will be Ghost Chuck builds for the schema. And then I'll click execute. And so what this does is it pretty much writes the statements for us. So I'm going to copy and paste all of these. I'm going to paste it into Visual Studio just for ease. It's a little cleaner than Notepad. And then we're going to add a foreign key check where we set it to 0. And I'll guess I'll first demonstrate why. So what happens if we run just this code, click execute, we're going to get a bunch of errors. And it's because the foreign key is incompatible when it does the check. So when we set the benefits table to the new type, when products points to benefits, it fails the check. So if we set foreign key checks to 0 and run it again, so all we're changing is right here, and then I re-enable it at the very end by setting it back to 1. Click execute this time, and we don't get any errors this time because it doesn't check the foreign keys each step. So with that set, we can kind of take a step back and double check that yes, all of our tables are showing the right collations. And if we go inside and alter the table, we can see that it did cascade through. Took me longer than I'd like to admit to figure out that's what I needed to do. So if we come back to Unraid and then start up the container, then we don't get that big red error. This is from before, shutting down and then starting, and it fully came up in 7 seconds. And just like that, Chuck Builds is back online. Hopefully that helped you. I couldn't find this anywhere, so here it is.